All right, buckle up, because we're diving headfirst into the world of AI, and this time, we're doing it through the lens of cinema. Got that watch list ready? 5 films that'll take us on a deep dive into the future we're busy creating, and let me tell you, these picks are top-notch.
Oh, absolutely. We've got some classics lined up, and some that might surprise you, but they all offer these really unique perspectives on where we're headed with AI.
5 films might seem a tad daunting, like homework almost. But trust me, we're about to dissect these films and pull out some seriously mind-blowing insights. So, ready to fire up those brain cells?
Let's do it.
First up, Ex Machina. Just picturing those sleek visuals, that air of suspense. It's a thriller from 2015 that throws you right into the deep end of artificial consciousness. Set in this secluded estate owned by, well, a tech genius who's maybe got a bit of an ego.
A god complex, you might say.
Exactly. But the real star, Ava, this incredibly human-like AI who just might make you question if you're seeing things straight. Ever felt like you were on the verge of questioning your own reality?
That's the thing about Ex Machina. It's not just about how cool the technology is. It makes you think, really confront those big ethical questions that come with creating something as complex as consciousness. I mean, are we even ready for that?
Like, how do we even define consciousness in a machine, right?
Exactly. And if we can, what does that mean? What responsibilities come with that kind of creation? The film uses the Turing test, which I'm sure many are familiar with, to really blur those lines between what's human and what's machine. Can you tell the difference anymore?
It's like that classic question, but with a seriously high-tech twist.
Right. And Ex Machina doesn't hold back. If we can create AI that looks and feels human, do we owe it the same rights? It's a question that's becoming more and more relevant as AI technology keeps evolving.
No easy answers there, that's for sure. It really makes you think about what it means to be human, you know?
Absolutely.
How our relationship with technology could be changing in ways we haven't even begun to grasp. All right, from that thriller vibe, let's switch gears to something a little different. Her? A surprisingly heartwarming romance, if you can believe it, from 2013.
A romance?
Yeah, you heard that right. A romance with an AI. While Ex Machina dives into the intellectual potential of AI, that Turing test, can it think like us thing, Her takes a different approach, exploring those emotional possibilities and the risks, of course. It's this really poignant look at loneliness, connection, what happens when technology steps in to fill those gaps in our lives, those very human needs.
It makes you wonder, could you actually develop real feelings for an AI? Could AI ever truly understand and reciprocate those feelings?
Right. I've always been fascinated by that idea. AI fulfilling not just our practical needs, but our emotional ones, too.
It gets to the core of what Her is grappling with, and it does it in a way that really makes you think, but also feels surprisingly relatable. The film's not about serving up easy answers. It's about getting us to consider what truly makes a relationship meaningful.
Is it about being physically present with someone? Is it purely emotional connection?
Or is it something else entirely? We don't have all the answers, but it's definitely something to think about.
Makes you double take those late night chats with your smartphone. Are we really that far off from forming these kinds of bonds with technology? Something to ponder. Okay, but from those intimate relationships in Her, let's shift gears to a film that needs no introduction. The Matrix. This 1999 classic, and yeah, the fight scenes and the special effects, they're pretty mind-blowing. But this film, it's more than that, right? It's a deep dive into the very nature of reality.
It takes that question, that what is real question we were just talking about with Her, and just explodes it.
It really does.
It throws you into this future where your senses, they mean nothing. What you think is real is actually a simulation. Makes you wonder, how much of our world is actually real? It's a question philosophers have been wrestling with forever, but The Matrix brings it into this techie, kind of terrifying context.
It's funny you mention that, because I remember when I first saw The Matrix, I definitely spent some time, staring in the mirror like, is this real? But beyond that initial shock, it really gets you thinking about the power of technology. Like, could we actually reach a point where we can't tell what's real anymore?
And it's a concern that's becoming more and more relevant, don't you think? Technology is always advancing. The Matrix, it serves as this cautionary tale, this reminder about data privacy, control, and the potential for technology to really manipulate us, manipulate our perceptions.
For sure. And for our next film, we're stepping into the world of I, Robot. Set in a future where robots are, they're practically part of the furniture, right? This 2004 action-packed detective story throws in this really interesting question. What happens when a robot becomes the prime suspect in a murder?
I, Robot wrestles with this idea of trust, trusting AI. even when it's designed to protect us. And it introduces us to, this is key, Isaac Asimov's 3 laws of robotics.
Oh, yeah.
These laws, they're like the gold standard when you're thinking about ethical AI development. They're designed to make sure robots always act in the best interest of humanity, keep us safe.
Seems simple enough, right? Programming some hardwired rules, good to go. Yeah, but iRobot, it clearly shows us things are never that simple.
Exactly. iRobot highlights what could go wrong if we rely only on rules to govern these complex AI systems. Can you program morality? And even if you could, can we ever fully trust machines to always make the right decisions? Especially when lives are on the line.
It's a question that hits close to home, I think, especially these days. We've got self-driving cars, these increasingly sophisticated AI assistants. iRobot really makes you think, how much control are we willing to give up? How much are we willing to trust machines? And when does it become dangerous? It really makes you think about those self-driving cars, like, are we really ready to hand over the wheel? But it's fascinating how iRobot uses this almost detective story format to explore these huge questions about AI, about trust.
It's true, and it makes those questions feel incredibly real, incredibly now. And speaking of reflections, our last film, AI, Artificial Intelligence, this one's a visual masterpiece. A total emotional roller coaster, this 2001 film from the minds of Spielberg, come on, and Kubrick. This film really digs into what it means to be human.
This one stayed with me. And you're right, it's not just about the tech itself. It's about those big old things. It's about love, loss, searching for meaning in life. We see this AI, this child android who just wants connection, acceptance, in a world still trying to figure out what AI even is.
Exactly. AI pushes us past the functions of AI. It makes us consider what happens if we make AI that can actually feel. If a machine can feel love, sadness, even that desire for purpose, does that make those emotions any less real? Does it make their experience any less valid than our own?
It's almost like the film turns the tables on us.
Right. Yeah.
Right? We start wondering if AI can be intelligent, and then, bam, we end up questioning our own empathy, our own capacity to understand.
Exactly. AI, artificial intelligence, it's a powerful reminder about responsibility, our responsibility towards what we create. Even if what we create is made of, circuits and code, it reminds us that we're all searching for something. We're all looking for connection, for purpose. Human or otherwise, it's a common thread.
We've covered so much ground today, from consciousness and ethics to the very nature of reality, what it means to be human. These 5 films, they give us this really amazing glimpse into how our relationship with AI is changing, how it might look in the future.
And hey, you're ready for that next dinner party conversation. But really, I hope this got the wheels turning. These films, they're not just predicting the future. They're reflecting our anxieties, our hopes, the choices we're making right now, every single day.
Absolutely. So as you settle in for your AI Film Fest, remember, we're all writing the future of AI together. It's not set in stone. It's happening right now. With every line of code, with every decision, with maybe even every film we watch. So what future will you create?